Okay. So I want to talk about like old souls, right? If you don't know me, I'm Katiwa. I'm a priestess. I love to help people transmute energy, and I love to help people, really tap into their full potential, their full power. I love talking about abundance in particular, right? So I really help you to transmute what's in your way of experiencing the fullness of your life, right? Like the inner world first, and the outer world follows. And it's really, really deep, powerful work. And oftentimes I get connected with other old souls, right? Let me know if you're watching live or on the replay if you connect with that title of old soul. Do you connect with being an old soul, right? Because, somebody who you just have a feeling or you know from, maybe you've had inclinations or you've had visuals of past lives, or you just have a feeling on a deep level that you've been around the block when it comes to life, right? You kind of just know that you've been here a bunch of times, right? I personally know that I have been, and many of my clients also resonate with that. And it's been interesting because as a priestess and somebody who's a healer, energy worker, a lot of the time past lives get brought up into the mix, right? So when someone comes to me, even for abundance, right, you may not think money has anything to do with a past life. It certainly can, because we have moments in time where we, you know, didn't open up fully into our power or felt scared or faced a consequence of being in our power, or maybe there was something around money in particular. Again, it could have nothing to do with money, right? It could just be a thing. It could just be a thing that happened, and for some reason it's connected to your ability to hold, create, and expand in abundance and money, right? Now, I see some eyeballs. Hello, welcome. I often see people who come to me in my practice who aren't even aware that they might have a past life block, right? Hi, lovely Charlene. How are you? Welcome. And, as I tap into their energy and I'm feeling into what is in their way around abundance or whatever we're working on, right? Past lives come up a lot, and they come up a lot for my clients in particular. And when you've been around the block once or twice, right, you're going to have obviously more experience, right? And let's be honest. Times aren't always great, right? Human lives are not always fantastic, especially if you're referring to a like now when I say past lives, right? Like let me just be open about this. I'm just saying that to honor like the human, understanding of time. It's all happening at once, right? Like let me just put that out there. It's all happening now, which is why I'm able to clear the energy from a past life in the now, because it's all actually happening now, right? But let me just say past life because we kind of have this like timeline that we our human brains can conceptualize. So let me just put that out there. Hi, Janet. Welcome. Oh, I love seeing you and hearing you too, Charlene. Thank you. So I've been seeing, especially lately, a lot of beautiful people, powerful people, like powerful beings, right? Like people who have so much magic to share. Oh, hi, Delaney. Welcome. Who have so much magic to share, right? They have these spiritual gifts that are already online, more coming. They know they have a big vision. They know that they want to help people and serve, like in big ways, right? In there through their own magic and their own gifts, but in big ways, powerful ways. And I can just feel their energy and feel what they're about to bring into the world. And there often can be these like, barricades seemingly. And I've noticed being in other groups and other, spaces that not everybody goes through that, right? Like not everybody has these past life things, and even, generational stuff too can come up, right? But it's like, I'll see people in certain containers and it's like they're able to just make a small tweak and just shift and like expand and things happen like quite quickly in their journeys. And I always felt like, okay, what is going on here, right? Because I'm somebody myself who has been in a lot of different circles, has been in a lot of different containers, coaching, one to one, whatever, right? Like things I've just bought and done myself, right? Parallel lives. Yes, that's a good idea. Time is an illusion. Yeah, parallel lives. I love that. I love that word. Good word. Thank you for sharing that. Parallel lives. I like that. Okay. So, and I've seen people in other containers who've like done similar work, and I'm like why did things happen so fast from my perspective for that person and not me? And I began to see these patterns, or not my clients, right? Who've also done a lot of work. They've done a lot of inner work. They've done mindset work. They've done some subconscious reprogramming. They've even dabbled in energy work. And it's like there was something that wasn't clicking into place. And it can be very frustrating, right? Like the human ego can be very frustrated at that. Like, why am I taking so long to get there? Why am I taking so long to receive my success? And like, why is my time not happening? Why are things just like stagnant? Or I've been doing the same work over and over and over again, nothing's shifting, right? I'll often hear this from my clients too, who come to me at first. They're people who usually are like, I've done the work though, right? I've been around the block. Like they're not people who usually just got into like, spiritual work or law of attraction yesterday. They're usually people that are like been in the game, but they're like, I still feel like something's holding me back. I can't fully show up for my work. I don't feel safe being seen. I feel this like limit and cap on my personal power. I feel this limit and cap around my income. People aren't coming into my world. They're not following up on my work, my containers, like whatever that is, right? And they're like, I've been doing the work though. Like, what's happening? And I feel like these types of denser energies are what's happening, right? It's the past lives, parallel lives, as Janet said, and also can be ancestral things, some heavy, deep shit, right? And so for me, I kind of feel like I'm like the end of the line for a lot of people, because they usually come to me when they've gone and tell everyone else and been like, nothing's worked, or it hasn't worked as well as I think that it should, or as it's worked for others. It's like, yeah, you've got something that I can help you shift at a deeper level that you haven't, been exposed to yet. The people that you've worked with haven't been able to tap into these levels, right? And this isn't to say that like we're victims or we're people that are powerless over our situations, or that has to take a long time, right? It's just it has to take the right work for people like us, I find. Right? It's like we have to be able to we have to be in containers that can hold the power, and with coaches and healers, right? That can hold the power that we have, that can hold space for these parallel timelines. Like for me, I've cleared a lot of stuff, right? Like I had witch wounds. There was a past life, parallel life that, I was a sorceress, a powerful sorceress. I had influence, I had abundance, I had all these things, and I was cast out because I aged, right? Like I got old, and they like replaced me with like this younger, hotter sorceress, and they literally like ran me out of town, right? And so in that life, it felt like my gifts were taken for granted and weren't fully appreciated. Like people only cared about the outside. They didn't care about the power that I still had, because on the inside I was very much vibrant and could do a lot. Like I wasn't at the end of my life, or I wasn't, old and tired. I just didn't look like this 20-year-old anymore, right? So there was like a wound there that I had to clear. So I cleared that, and it was like, whew, all these gifts came online, right? That's just one example. Ancestral things that I've had to clear have been a lot around struggle, finances, struggle, like working super, super hard for things. Because when you're a magic person, when you're somebody who is powerful, magnetic, you can have things very easily, right? You just turn on your energy and boom, 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 things fall into place. And so I wasn't operating from that magnetism and magic, because I had these, ancestral energies that were so dense and heavy and like kept me, anchored to the ocean floor. I was operating from that point of view, that consciousness, versus like the magic, the lightning speed, the things just happening, being supported, being abundant, right? So clearing a lot of that out, opened up my energy field and helped me create more momentum and results in my life and my business. So that's just a couple examples. I have many, and I find that my clients that come to me also are often in the same boat of like, done the mindset work, done the subconscious, I've done EFT tapping, I've tried Reiki, I journal, what gives, right? What fucking gives? And usually we just like tune into a couple different things and things open up in a big way. I find that when we clear out the parallel lives, past lives, and we clear out the ancestral karma, it's like a big energy surge. Like your aura just like instantly expands, right? It's like the timelines of your highest and best good just begin to kind of unfold in front of you. It feels like this, almost like this red carpet of energy just rolling out in front of you, and you just kind of step into it, because these are big like clouds, right? And I think that we're meant to experience this because we are older souls, because we are advanced, right? Like there are levels to this. Like, I'm not saying that we're better than, but there are levels to this, right? There are levels to this stuff. And if you're somebody who is newer, you're just not going to have as much baggage to clear, right? And so things will appear to be easier for them. And at times that is kind of frustrating, because it's like, as somebody who is probably a healer, a light worker, it's like, well, I know this stuff, right? Like, I know this stuff. I know that I'm powerful. I know that I have all these gifts. And why are people with half of my ability and half of my knowledge able to create more in this 3D reality than I am, when I know that I could be creating so much more, right? And it's usually these things, right? It's not usually the mindset stuff. It's not usually, because you've been there, done that. You've done that stuff. Like, you've already like gone down that track, right? You know how to meditate. You know how to, you know how to shift your like daily energy, right? It's like, you know this stuff. So it's just a matter of like getting to the core things. And we're just here to integrate these like final pieces. Like, we really are powerful. And I also find that the more power that you often hold in yourself and your ability, and in the bigness of your mission on this earth, those people tend to have the roughest time, the roughest start anyway, right? How you finish is probably going to be amazing and wonderful, but at the start, right, it's like all these childhood things, right? Parents probably don't understand you, or going through traumatic experiences, going through abuse, like big things, like big, heavy, dense boulders. And it's because we are so powerful that we have the ability, we know at a soul level that we have the ability to clear it out, right? And to then become leaders, visionaries, right? We can become alchemists for ourselves and our own lives, and for the people that we are meant to help, right? The souls that we are here to help. So I do genuinely feel like we have it harder, seemingly, because there's so much power to activate, right? It's like the contrast in that, right? The more power you have, typically it's like there could be some like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not shields, but anchors around that power, right? And like, once you clear it, it's like you're ready to go. And that often is a fear for clients too. They're not often aware of it. They're actually afraid of their power. It's not that they don't have power or aren't aware that they have power. They're often subconsciously afraid of that power, because in a parallel timeline, or because in an ancestral experience, power equals bad. Power equals death. Power equals pain. Power equals people jealous, right? Trying to make your life difficult in some way. Like, I see this so often, right? So I just want to put that out there and see if anything is resonating in what I'm saying. If you're feeling like some tingles or some recognition, I'd love to know in the comments if you feel like sharing. But for your own sake, right? Is there something tingling, and is there like recognition in what I'm saying here? And if there is, there most likely could be some sort of clearing that needs to be done with a past life, or with ancestral stuff, or both, right? Or both. And you can do it, right? I help people do this. It's not hard. It's just a matter of locating, for me anyway, a matter of locating that specific event, in what timeline, and your willingness to release it, and we can release it and things open up, right? And if you're not sure if you've got something going on, feel free to DM me or comment, and I can tune in and see what you've got going on, just to let you know what I feel. And if you want to clear it, you can book a session. We can do this, but I help people do this all the time. It's kind of become one of my things. It's like the deeper, like denser, heavier stuff, people come to me for that. And we're able to just like let it go, and they can move on, and things just click into place. Spiritual gifts activate, abundance comes online, your purpose becomes super clear, right? The path becomes open, right? The seas part. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. So I'd love to know if you have any questions. Is there anything you want to know about this? Any resonance you're feeling? Let me know live on the replay. But I wanted to bring this up because I've been having so many conversations with friends in this industry who also are resonate with my field, and also clients about this thing. And it's like, wow, like the older the soul that you are, typically it is a lot more difficult. Right? Not that you can't get through it, not that you can't, get to the other side, but that's real. Like I'm not gonna lie and pretend anymore, or just be like, it's all equal going. It really isn't. It really is not. No, it's not. Right? Like when you have to shoulder your own childhood stuff, plus ancestral karma that you're breaking, cycles you're breaking, plus stuff from past lives, plus collective energy things that come up, right? That's a lot. That's a lot. And not every soul has to navigate that. They just don't, right? And whatever you want to call that, fair, not fair, whatever, it doesn't matter. It just is what it is. It is our reality. And as long as you have the tools, like, you'll be totally fine, right? But it's funny, I'll get people that have come to me that have been doing this work for a while, and they'll be like, "Oh, I had no idea I had this going on," or like, "Oh, wow, like things come up," right? And they're like, I truly didn't realize this was happening." I'm like, "Yeah, because, the energy that I work with is very much an illuminator, and it brings up all the stuff that has to be cleared. Like, it just becomes very apparent what has to go, what has to leave your experience for you to tap into your full potential around abundance, around your soul purpose, around your spiritual gifts, around what you're here to do and who you're here to serve, right? But you don't have to hang on to this for a long time. It isn't a matter of time. It's just a matter of using the right tools and getting in front of the right people, and being willing and open to shift this so that you can move forward in your life. So Mary is an old soul here. Oh, I already know, Mary. Thank you for sharing that. But yes, you are definitely an old soul. Yes, 100%. And like I said before, it's so powerful when you can just let this go. Like, it's very freeing. It feels different to me too, physically and energetically, than doing other kind of energy work. I don't know how to explain it, but it is a different resonance, if that makes sense. It's like, I don't know, it's just very, very powerful. It's very, very powerful when you finally integrate those things from different timelines that you're experiencing. It's wild. It's really wild. And then it's like you get a piece of yourself back, right? You get a little soul fragment back, a little part of yourself back, and you feel more whole, you feel more sturdy, you feel more sure of yourself, you feel more tuned in, you feel richer, you feel more limitlessness. Like, you just know your power. Like, today I was walking around, and I was just thinking to myself, like, wow, my gifts really are priceless. And like, I wasn't trying to pump myself up or be in this, ego state, or anything like that. It just was like a natural thought. And I was like, wow, like, my gifts are priceless. Like, there really isn't an accurate price for what I'm able to help people with, and what I'm able to help people move through, and how their lives change at so many levels, and it's like, once you begin to just value yourself in such a new way, not from ego, but just knowing who you are, right? Knowing who you are, like, wow, damn, like, damn, I'm powerful. Damn, I'm good. Damn, I know who I am, right? Like, holy hell. Like, this is wild. Like, look at these gifts that I have. Look at these abilities. Look at who I am. Look at the energy that I bring to the world. Like, this shit is priceless, right? And once you're in that frequency, like, you're unstoppable. You really are. And magnetic to all the things that are meant for you on your soul path. And yeah, recalling those parts of yourself is a huge, huge, huge aspect of why I now feel that way about myself. It's been a game changer. Of course, there are so many different aspects that I feel. I've done a lot of inner child work too. I've done a lot of, working with past trauma, feeling safer, like, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, when I felt really, really stuck and felt like I've been doing it all, it's usually been ancestral or past life. And then once you clear that, you're like, ooh, clarity drops in. It becomes clear. You can move forward with your life. Janet, definitely am an old soul too. Yes. So if you're interested in that, reach out about a session. I do this for people all the time. I'm very good at it. You can DM me, and I can figure out if you've got something going on and what it might be, and then we can, go ahead and move forward with that. But I wanted to share this with you. I hope you had a good little, insight, little conversation, felt a little resonance with another old soul. It's good to have community and connect with each other, and share stories, and because this is wild journey. Like being an old soul, being somebody who's a light worker, or on the spiritual path, like it is a wild journey, and it's so nice to connect with other people that are in the same boat, because it can be so interesting. Like, the conversations that I have with people like me are nothing like the conversations I have with anybody else, right? It's special and it's unique, and it feels good to have that like soul resonance with other people, right? So thank you for being here. Lots of love to all you old souls, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great Monday evening.